Hello everybody! Before we continue with this video, just a small thing to mention. On this channel we have something called memberships. Memberships are cool, awesome perks depending on what tier. Just to give a general list of like all the perks that I put on these tiers: early access to videos, requests to do certain battles, shoutouts. It's really cool. It's really cool. Obviously, in compliance with COPPA, make sure you are the legal age to actually pledge any amount. As anyways, on YouTube, you shouldn't be on YouTube if you're like 12 and under. 13 and up is for YouTube, as what COPPA says. So, to go over the news for this video, it is pretty big. So to go over the one that will go from least to most exciting, and I do have a bit of my 2 cents to say, so make sure you hit that like button, show your support, and subscribe if you are new here. Click that bell to be notified of my uploads. So, all this time I was wondering, Marina Man 5, whoa, okay, I really loved Hasbro's Morrigna. The lair was amazing. Are they gonna evolve it? Because it's M5. No. I should have expected this. It's just a recolor. Okay, I guess. Marina M5 in Turbo was released with 2 loop slingshot, and it was really solid. Like even though I don't think the slopes on the lair were really that crazy, the round shape and everything, it was like a solid lair. Like I like Morrigna. You know what? I really like Hasbro's Morrigna. So they did a recolor to it. It's really just like poor color choice, to be honest. Like, because when you look at the eyes of like the Raven, right? It's like light purple, but you know, they have green around it. And if they want to do the inside of black, which I'm pretty sure they just kept it from the same. Well, actually no, the inside was purple before. So they want to keep the inside black, the outer part gray, and then after light green, maybe make the eyes like also green, so that makes sense, or dark green, so the colors blend well. Doesn't make any sense when it's just like that, you know. But that's just like, you know, just like a personal, like I'm not really a fan. But you know, when it's spinning, I'm sure it's gonna look really nice. Like, especially when you look at the really nice art for it, it's probably gonna look really cool when it's spinning around. Maybe it won't look as bad. Maybe it won't look as bad. It comes with the 11 disc. I don't know if I have to say this, but that is not a good disc. But again, it's like you know, with a lot of the times when they do these like random parts or whatever, like I don't really care too much as long as we eventually get like, if we ever get a single that has like 00 or 0, or you know what I mean. Obviously, since it's kind of like random for like bays like this, as long as like for like the lair, the tip is at least good, I'm alright with that. So we have, what is it, yeah. So with that tip, the shape a lot of times when I'll say it, it's like, sometimes when you look at the shape of something, it really does remind you of something. It really reminds me of Valor's shape. I don't know if I'm just wrong or not, but it really does have the shape of Valor. Let me just get I'm gonna actually just double check just to look at Valor right now, because Valor is the tip that's on Kraken and Air Knight. Yeah, you wanna know what? It does kind of look like Valor, kind of. Just a little bit. The shape's a little bit different. It looks interesting. I think I really do like the Valor tip. I don't know if that Valor tip is good. I just know that I like that tip, and I think it's like an alright tip for Hypersphere. It's definitely not that bad. Honestly, with Hypersphere tips, I don't really think it's kind of weird just to like rate them. But some I think are obviously better than others, and there are some that could just be better just in general for performance, and some that are just better with the stadium. So if you're also wondering, since I will mention this, I will actually be showing the stats for these bays since I do have them. But yeah, when you're looking at the parts and when you look at them a little bit closer, honestly, I gotta say, it's not that bad at all. So probably what I'm gonna do with this video, since originally I had something else planned, and since I have permission to now show it since I was able to find the image and everything, I will be actually showing off just a couple of things. Just like stats for Wave 2 and Wave 1. There might be some errors in it, but I figured just to combine the 2 news videos that I did, because I originally pre-recorded something and I thought, oh, okay, well now there's the HD images, so I guess, you know, I'll just do it again. which I'm alright with. But overall, is it gonna be worth picking up? I would say, even though I don't have it in my hand and I can't say with 100%, like, they definitely picked a good layer with this one. And the tip, as far as I can tell, it looks like it's gonna be good. I would say this is definitely worth picking up, especially if you never got to the 2-pack one. Worth picking up. Morrigna is like a solid layer. It was one of like the good things that came out of Turbo. One of the many good things that came out of Turbo. No, but seriously, you know, it doesn't look that bad. Alright, next up. Zone Lunar is the name. I don't know why it's the name. I don't know why they do this by whatever. It's Zone. Let's take a look at it. So, when you look at it like that, it's very interesting. We'll go over the parts breakdown in a second. So just to get a better look of it here, there's no metal. I'll probably put that in the title just because. But yeah, there's no metal on the thing. I do have to say, they did a pretty good job with making it look like it has metal. Like nice metallic paint, you know, that's I'm alright with. I think the Achilles, like when you looked at the anime accurate Achilles, it was hard to tell if it had metal or not. A lot of the other times, it just does not look good for the job that it did on it, like Air Knight especially. This was convincing. This I couldn't tell when looking at it from far away if it even had metal or not. Sadly, it does not. Does not. You wanna know what? It's still kind of hard for me to. I'm pretty sure it's not. You see, that's the thing. It's like it looks that convincing. It's hard to tell because they use metallic paint. And metallic paint's a little bit harder to tell, especially with these images of the product. But I'm pretty sure it's not. I was about to say it's gonna be like Dread Hades, where it's just unlimited parts. Let's just go to this image real quick. Yeah, no, that's all plastic. Never mind. Well, here's the hoping. You know, here was the hoping. So. It's sad that there's no metal on the thing. Is this really to be expected? Kind of. Then again, Turbo had Breaker Skies and Dread Hades that for some reason had metal, so I was hoping maybe Lunar would have metal on the layer base. I guess not. It is what it is. Especially since the layer bases for Rise are very hollow. The Drake disc actually does not look like it's been butchered at all. Like a lot of discs for Rise, when they remove the gimmicks or whatever, just felt really like butchered. And like how the shape was and everything. This actually looks pretty good. Like, especially when you look at the original Drake and when you compare it to the HASBRO one. Honestly, like, no complaints. I think it's solid. I actually think it's solid. Like, legitimately, that looks good. That looks good. Because at the very least, you can at least put like a frame on it. And you know, that's the thing too, I should say, since Drake kind of has that shape to it, it is kind of very aggressive of a shape, like 12, so I would recommend eventually whenever this does come out, you do put a frame on it, just because of its aggressive shape, not to damage your base, but a lot of scratches. Spiral Hypersphere, which by the way, that's TH04, which I'm pretty sure that's also on the Left Astro one, don't quote me on that. I love it, I love the shape, I think the shape looks really good. Solar Sphinx, actually I really like the jagged tip. The spiral tip, pretty much the same. Yeah, I'm alright with this. Yeah. Because, I mean, now we have the regular spiral, and I don't know how many times HASBRO's released spiral, like normal spiral. So, I don't really care that they did the Hypersphere version of it. Obviously, I should say this, even though I think that what I'm about to say should be obvious, but it is not a dash driver. HASBRO does not do dash drivers. So for whatever reason, maybe you're out of the loop, maybe you don't pay attention too much, or wondering, the TAKARA TOMY made a dash. No, HASBRO does not do dash drivers for their actual products. They just, no, they don't. The shape looks really interesting. I really like the shape. I think it's going to be a good tip. It looks like it's going to be pretty crazy around the stadium. It's kind of weird too, because the pattern, like the outline of like the spiral tip on the tip, and then after it just kind of like reverses. It's really weird. I think it's actually gonna be a good tip. That actually has like a shape to it. Like it actually looks like it's like the Hypersphere version of whatever tip it's trying to be based on. Like a lot of times they have a tip, but then after it'll be like, oh, it's not this, it's this. Like Power just looks nothing. Like Keep Hypersphere actually looks like it. Rise looks like this actually kind of looks like it's based on the tip. Is it going to be worth getting now? That's the question. Hard to say. Hard to say with this one. I do not. It's kind of sad, but I don't think. I don't know if it even should be. I don't know if it just depends on the slopes, to be honest. It would actually be funny if Hasbro's L2, the Lunar that has metal, can actually beat this one. Nightmare is definitely going to be able to outclass this 100%. I do think for sure it is going to be way better than Brutal Lunar. Like, Brutal Lunar, I think the only time I maybe said something really positive about it was in the review, when I only said for like the Turbo Hasbro meta. Like, not even just like for the general Hasbro meta, god no. But like for like the Turbo one, I guess. For like the Slingshot, you Slingshot only, I think maybe that was the only time I was really positive. Yeah, no, this looks good. And plus, you want to know what? The deck on, it's not even that bad. It really isn't. I don't know if it does it have the red eye? Let me double check. Does the box show with the red eye? I don't think it has the little red eyes or whatever. Does it? Yeah, I think it's hard to tell. I don't know if they're missing the red eyes or not, but you know, other than that, and the little lines that go in like the dragon or whatever. Honestly, it's not even that bad. That looks good. That looks good. So both are pretty solid for singles. So we know all about the 2-packs and everything. So now I want to devote this video to actually just quickly going over the stats for every team. So now I just want to go over the stats for everything. So there's obviously runtime and drop-in frequency. So for Divalos, it is for Race Divalos, it is 2 in runtime, 4 in drop-in frequency. For Venom, it is equal. For Dillaon, it is 1 in runtime and 5 in drop-in frequency. For Judgment Joker, it is 1 in runtime and 5 in drop-in frequency. And yeah, pretty much if it means drop-in, it means it's gonna really be able to jump down and give a hard hit. Obviously, if there are any errors or anything like that, keep in mind that probably gonna get updated, so that's what I'm saying. If there's some typo or anything like that, you know, it will definitely get fixed. But moving on to the next thing just to talk about. So for the stats for the other thing, you've got a Shindra with left Astro. Left Astro does have tasers. See, that's what I said. So it's gonna be left Astro, Blitz, Spiral, Hypersphere. It has a 2 in runtime, a 4 in drop-in frequency. Rock Dragon, same stats. Dusk Balkis, a 5 in runtime, a 1 in drop-in frequency. Makes sense, it is a defense type Bay. Gargle has a 4 in runtime and a 2 in drop-in frequency. And then after moving on to the next one, Viper Hydrax has a, what is it, a 2 in runtime, a 4 in drop-in frequency. Morrigna has a 4 in runtime and a 2 in drop-in frequency. Right Artemis has a 1 in runtime, a 5 in drop-in frequency. Makes sense, I believe. That tip should be power, something like that. Just a really aggressive attack tip for Hypersphere. Dragon, 3-3. Ogre, 4-2. And then after moving on to Zone with its stats. Actually, let me make sure I covered this one too. Yeah, Glyph Dragon is a 4 in runtime, a 2 in drop-in frequency. Wizard Fafnir, same thing. Now there's the typo there, that's what I was talking about. Air Knight is equal. Cosmic Kraken is equal. Glyph Dragon is 4 in runtime, 2 in drop-in frequency. I know, I just said that. Hey! I repeated the thing by accident. Like, wait, did I just say that? There you go, that's the power of Glyph Dragon. Then after for, yeah, the ones aren't that important. Let's just go over. So for Zone Lunar, it is a 2 in runtime and a 4 in drop-in frequency. I don't know if really anybody cares about like the whole stats thing, whatever, for like the Hypersphere base, but if you actually are wondering, those where it is, there's where it is. Excuse me. So, in the description, I'll probably leave whatever I can for links if I'm able to, if I don't forget. And, yeah, everything's up for pre-order right now, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna just be for March, because I think it was one site said, whatever, January, February, and then after I'm seeing all these other sites, March, so we'll probably just buy March. And I don't want to say that, but the only other possibility I would say, to be fair, is if for whatever reason it's found in stores, but usually you'll find it online before you find it on the stores. It just, I don't know, it just depends, I guess. But in the comment section below, you let me know your thoughts on everything I showed in this video. What do you think is the most exciting? Do you think, regardless, no matter whatever, do you think Zone Lunar will be good? I certainly think it's going to, even because it still has the same shape and everything, I still think it's going to be able to sweep through a lot of the Hypersphere bays and have some power to it. I'm actually super excited to do Zone Lunar versus Wizard Fafnir. If you don't know why, you didn't watch, you're only watching the dub, stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's kind of it. As for information now, the only thing we're waiting on is actually get the products. I don't think anything for Wave 3 will be revealed, not for a while. I'll be extremely surprised if for some reason we already get pictures for like the Achilles in the future and whatever. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful and amazing day, and as always, bye.